I would like to say welcome to everybody. This is the first President's Dialogue in 2023. And I would already say thank you for your time out of your very busy schedules. What we would like with this President's Dialogue is really to start a conversation in between GAME members and friends of GAME. We would actually like you to also talk to us, and not only we talk to you. So even if you're driving, be careful, but maybe you want to actually at one point of time drop into the discussion. Yes, my name is Eva Thalmann. I just actually took over the president for GAME from Celeste Kalanko. Celeste is also here, and she is the past president and also is the chair of the nominations and membership committee. So she has still very, very important functions within GAME. So I thought we are not too many people. Why don't we go quickly around and everybody just say who you are, where you work, and how you are engaged in CME, CPT, and lifelong learning in healthcare. Maybe Celeste, if you are kicking it off.
Sure, I'll kick off and then I'll ask the next person and then somebody can nominate from there. So I'm Celeste Kalanko. I'm in my day job, I'm managing director of Liberum IME, which is an independent medical education company. We are here over in Europe and focused mostly on education in Europe. And some other parts of the world as well. I am, as Eva said, currently the past president of GAME and have quite a few other hats that I wear. And I also want to welcome all of you here. So I'm going to skip down and I don't really know Leslie. So Leslie, I'm going to call on you next.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm Scottish, so I'll speak slowly. So I'm Leslie Robertson, and I head up a company called Open Audience, and we are audience engagement consultants that basically work in healthcare events around the world. So we are involved. 99.9% of what we do is life sciences related, but we can run medical education events from East Coast Australia to West Coast USA. And I come at this from, I love technology and I love the application of technology. And I love the way in which, by every meeting we run and every intervention we make, doctors learn better, faster, and in smarter ways. And ultimately that for me is like the big gain for me, is just thinking about how we can help with introducing different and smarter technologies that bring about a better learning journey for doctors. So that's me. I will now pick on Andrew Moore.
I had a feeling you might, Leslie.
All right, why? You're the only other one with glasses that look like mine. So.
Well, it's very nice to meet you all. My name's Andrew Moore. I'm from Ashfield Event Experiences. So we're a full service events agency who specialise in healthcare. So a big portion of our work is medical education events. So I'm just intrigued to listen to the conversation, if truth be told.
Very good. Andrew, pick and somebody else.
I will go with Annette from Gilead.
Hi everyone, so I'm Annette. I work at Gilead Sciences as part of the medical education and medical external affairs team. I work across all therapy areas, so my role has recently changed a little bit, so I'm focusing more on scientific liaison now and less on medical education, but I've been a member of GAME and the Impact My Industry group for a couple of years, and still like to be in touch with the group and get the updates of what's happening in the medical education community.
Okay,
all right, so if you can allow me, I can chip in, right? Otherwise, I can then unmute my mic. All right. So I'm Farhan Vakani, and first of all, congratulations, the president, on joining this new position in GAME. I'm from Pakistan and belongs to an academic university, Dow University of Health Sciences. I'm the director and associate professor, medical education. I basically look after their CME CPD activities and I have recently drafted a national framework on CME for my country, Pakistan, and my basically PhD and membership and all those qualifications were related to being recorded. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. So then I might, because you are not on the camera, I pick somebody for you. Let's go with Pam Mason.
Oh, hi, thanks. Congratulations on your starting your presidency. That's pretty cool. I'm Pam Mason. I head up the Medical Education Grants Office at AstraZeneca and been in that role for many, many, many years. I sort of chuckle that it got me in my box and won't exactly let me off out of it. They think that I am the expert in this area, although I always learn from any conversation or any program that I happen to participate in. So I've been a member of IPACME for many years. I'm a member of the Alliance, member of MAPS. I seem to sort of find my way onto different groups that are talking about the passion of CPD or medical education.
Thank you. Pam, you can pick and choose somebody.
How about Paul Grady? He's got his camera off, so I'll call him out.
I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on. I think it's working. I'm not sure. I'm Paul Grady. I am the global head of PsyCom for oncology at GSK. I've done a number of roles in the industry over the years. We do all the medical education at the global level for our assets, and I'm also our subject matter expert for the portfolio for the enterprise, because we don't really have a central head. And I also do maps and a number of other things as well. So happy to be here.
Very good. Paul, who should go next?
Oh, I don't know who went before because I joined late. I'll pick Andrew.
No, Andrew was already.
Oh, Annette?
Annette also was already there.
Dean?
All right, I haven't gone yet. Perfect. Good
Go.
choice. Hi. Hi, everybody. My name is Dean Beals. To those of you that I know, nice to see you all here. For those of you that I don't, my name is Dean Beals. I'm the president and CEO of DKB Med. In my day job, in my other day job, which is, semi-full-time, I'm the treasurer of the GAME, and I've been with GAME now for probably about 5 years. So thank you all for coming and joining us this morning. Pleasure to meet you all.
Okay, Dean, your turn.
Oh, that's right. I have to pick. Let's see. Amy. I'll pick Amy.
Thank you very much, Dean. I'll try to talk slowly because I'm from New Zealand. I am working for the European Respiratory Society on all sorts of educational projects and programs. I've been involved with GAME for a few years now on the Futurist Forum, on the Education Committee, and now I have been linked into the communication. So yes, I would pass on to Vivian.
And you're a board member too.
Oh, and a board member, sorry. And I'll pass on to Vivian.
Hello, my name is Vivian Bronson. I work at Connecticut Children's Medical Center in Connecticut. I'm a CME coordinator, so I am newer to the medical education world, but I'm excited to learn and to get to know all of you guys.
Very good. Thank you, Vivian. But pick somebody. I don't know if you have the camera open or not.
Alana Brody.
Hi, thanks, Vivian. And I think it's very interesting that you picked me because I also live in Connecticut, what was the chance of that on a global webcast? So my name's Alana Brody. I apologize for not having the camera on. I am en route, but I work for Projects and Knowledge, which was recently acquired by Kaplan North America, which some of you may know as the international test prep company. My organization is very focused on CME. That's all we do. We're a jointly accredited provider, and I am responsible for the organization's oncology franchise. also just got a position on the Alliance for CME, the board for the Alliance. So learning that role too. And Eva, I've known you for many, many years. So congratulations. I'm looking forward to leadership. And I will pick Patty.
Thanks, Alana. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. I'm Patty Jasek. I live in Chicago and I work for Astellas. I've been a member of GAME for about the last 5 years and have been active in industry CME for 20 years now. Prior to that, I was an advanced practice oncology nurse in the Chicagoland area. So I have a passion for education and just love this group and continue to learn, as Pam had said. I'm involved in both the Alliance and also the MAPS program, as well as GAME and IPACME. So thank you for joining. And Eva, congratulations on your role. I know you'll do great. And I'll pick Mila.
Thank you, Patty. Congrats, Eva. So I am delighted to actually not know a lot of people here and to also see many of the friendly faces that I do know. So my name is Mila Kostic, and I have been in CPD industry for about 25 years, so a veteran right there. I spent most of my career in the academic world, so I was director of CME and IPC at Penn, and then had a couple of years as a strategic advisor at Stanford Center for CME. And I'm now officially part-time retired, or sort of retired. So I keep retiring, but I'm very involved still in our profession and delighted to be so. So I'm a member of SACME and active there, where I develop programs, including the famous or infamous journal club, virtual journal club. And I also am active sort of in AME, Association of Medical Educators of Europe, and glad to see such an international group of colleagues. And I have been a member of GAME for many years before and recently rejoined. Also really delighted to be a newly elected board member. So I hope I can contribute meaningfully. Thank you. And I will pick Eva Biesel.
So hello to everybody. Some of you I know already, some not. So very nice to meet you here again. Yes, I'm living in Germany, and I'm also from Germany. And I'm working currently, or since more than 4 years now, as project consultant, especially in, of course, in medical education and in implementation of educational content and virtual e-learning and academy, especially working now currently or since a few years for a non-profit medical organization, the ILAE, and implementing here their academy with all the content and all the tools around it. And possibly you will read a little bit about it when you go to my LinkedIn profile. There's nice publications about the structured curriculum, and which was also recently only published. And beforehand, I was working as global medical education manager with pharmaceutical companies. So knowing there from some of you already, and working very close together with Thomas Kellner. And he was my contact, and who made me contacting with GAME. And I'm very happy to join this team now. I'm sorry I was a little bit lazy or very busy in the last 2 years, and I hope I can be more involved into activities during this year and later on. Thank you.
Certain you can. Yeah, I'm so certain you can. Okay, pick somebody.
Oh, sorry. Who was Miriam? Have you been?
Oh, Miriam still didn't talk.
So sorry, I was late. I got stuck in the traffic. So I'm Miriam. I'm from Switzerland, so not so far from Germany. I have been with GAME since a few years. I'm in the medical education field, I think now approximately like 20 years. Been to many alliance meetings, AMI meetings, whatever. So I think I know quite a few of you. The first person who spoke when I came in the meeting was Patty. So I think we knew each other from the leadership program, which was the program that we started at GAME last year. And I was heavily involved together with other colleagues. And I think it was really, I think at least maybe Patty, you can speak from a participant point of view, but we really liked to do it. It was quite some effort, but yeah, I think it's, yeah, I always learn when I teach. I think this is what we do, all of us. So this is why we most probably also stay involved with all these organizations. I'm also, I have been working with a not-for-profit organization for like 18 years, and I stopped there like 1.5 years ago. So I do different things still in medical education, a few other things. So I'm happy to be here. And I chaired the education committee in the past. And yeah, I think there is also some things we can do in the future there. Thank you. It's great. I think it's great. And thanks, Eva.
Yes.
For inviting all of us.
Yeah, pick somebody. Okay, I see.
No, you maybe know better because I came late to didn't introduce.
Okay, good. Then I do it for you.
Yes, thank you.
Adrian, ball to you.
Thank you very much, Eva, and thanks for inviting us to this President's Dialogue. Congratulations also. My name is Adrian Ott. I'm the Chief Executive of the European Federation of National Association for Orthopedics and Traumatology. So I'm dealing with surgeons on a daily basis. I'm specifically interested in reviewing and embarking our society perhaps on an approach to redefine and refresh our educational offerings. So for me, GAME is a very interesting platform with new actors, new topics also to learn. So I think that the global aspect also and the mix of these different actors, be it industry, be it national association or international scientific organization, CME accreditors, and some of these professions are new to me. So I'm very happy to be on board and very interested. I attended my first Futurist Forum last October in Montreal. I'm part of a Innovathon group, which is very challenging and exciting. So thanks again for giving me this opportunity.
Wonderful, thank you, Adrian. So
I'll pick Julie Lin.
That is so nice, Adrian, because we're both. So my name is Julie Lynn Noel, and like Adrian, I work on a daily basis with a lot of surgeons. So I am the Director of Education and Research of Eurospine, the Spine Society of Europe. So I've been in the CME CPD space for about 15 years, give or take. I've been a GAME member since 2017. And I'm currently the secretary of GAME and also serving as a board member. So I congratulate Eva, and you can count on our service to the GAME and also to support you all the way.
Thank you. I think we have two more people who didn't talk, right, Julie?
Yes, we would like to call on Riaz, or did Riaz?
No, Riaz.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. I'm just in transit right now a little bit. So my name's Riaz Becksmith. I work with Patty Jasek as well at Stellis, trying to lead up the IME team, medical education team. I've been with GAME for I want to say 5 or so years now, 4 or 5 years, and I've been in the medical education space for just about 15 years. So I'm liking to think that I'm young still, and I'm still learning everywhere I go here, so and everything I listen to. Congratulations, Eva. And I don't know who the last person is, but you said there were
I
only two
think
of us.
Margarita, right?
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Thank you, Eva, and congratulations. Apologies, I also joined quite late. So yeah, I'm Margarita, joining today from Amsterdam, from Kennis. Kennis Group is a global professional conference organizer. We are actually an education provider, really specializing in medical scientific education. Have been joined GAME in 2021 as members, and we participated in a futurist forum. It has been an exceptional experience ever since. And yeah, we follow the development, the discussions every time, learning something new. The network is also great. So I see a few familiar faces here, and it's a pleasure to be part of these discussions.
Very good. Thank you very much, Margarita. So why did I do this actually?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Our executive director did not introduce himself.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dale Kummerly. I'm a pharmacist, and I was previously, before I retired, in the pharmaceutical industry for 20 plus years. And then GAME needed an executive director and asked if I would apply, and I said yes. And I'm very happy to be here with GAME because I have been a member and was a previous past president of GAME, and have been with the organization for approximately 12 years now. So it's a group that I love, and I'm so happy to see all of you here. And welcome. And now back over to you, Eva.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so why did I do this? Why did I ask actually that everybody is introducing him or herself? What I wanted to feature is this is GAME. Yeah, we are different stakeholders. If it is CME or academia, like Farhan or also Vivian, if we are from different IME bodies or from more digital agencies who are looking into how we can communicate even over the lens, or like Andrew actually from organizations who do medical education meetings, to medical societies like Adrian, Julie, and Amy, to independent people like Eva and also myself now, because I'm semi-retired like Mila. I'm not quite sure how much, if I'm really retired or, anyway. So what I wanted to show is we are a very diverse group, and this is exactly what GAME is for me. GAME is a platform where different stakeholders can meet and can discuss topics which are important for CME, CPT, and lifelong learning together. So I really would like to have it as open as possible. I really would like to actually get topics on which might be sometimes even controversial, and where in other organizations we cannot really kick it off. So now the big thing starts, and I exercised with Dale. Now is the time where we go, and I show you also a few slides. Can you see the slide? I see
Yes.
nodding.
Yes.
So
yes, we can
thank
see.
you. Yeah, thank you. So big thank you to Celeste and to Dale, who helped me, and also to Amy, quite honestly, to build this program together. So there is one number which is extremely important for GAME, and this is 1995. Anybody knows what this number stands for if it comes to GAME? Just
you can blurt it out or put it in the chat.
The year it was created.
Yay! Who said this? Who was this?
Established.
Yes. Okay, let's go to the next one. So 1995, Lou Miller, actually the founder of GAME, established this organization. And what the nice thing is, Lou is still in our board as an honorary member, and he still actually comes to our meetings. He apologized for today. So and I think this is really lovely. What I also wanted to show you is our vision. And we worked on the vision a few years, 1.5 years ago, and we said, What we want to do at scale is to shape the future of lifelong learning in healthcare worldwide. And it really should have a global aspect. And I think Miriam showed this really nicely with the leadership program last year, where she had delegates from the Philippines, from the Gulf countries, from the United States, from Europe. So really a lovely global reach. There are two strategies which are extremely important for us. And one is really the future. How can we envision the future in lifelong learning, CME, CPT? What do we need to do as educators to support LLH for healthcare practitioners in 10 years? And there is a lot of what is at the moment changing. We are in a huge change mode from the pandemic onwards. We know that healthcare systems actually don't have endless money. We see that the workforce at the moment the healthcare workforce actually is getting smaller, but there will be more patients, yeah. And so we need to find a way how we can educate, or how they can learn in the ways they want to learn, and to be updated how they want to be updated. And the other thing, which is also a big thing at GAME, is to look into how can we develop a global leadership for the educators, which are all of us who are doing educational programs, who are working on curricula in medical schools, who are accreditors of educational programs. So what does leadership mean, and what do we need as leaders if we actually look down the line in 10 years? So that's just what GAME stands for, and what the board discussed at the moment. Next slide. And I'm only showing you 2 more slides before we go into Celeste and then into discussion. I put you a slide together, and you can actually find all of us also on www.gamecme.org. So who is who at GAME? We have an executive committee. You see that actually all of the executive members are on the call. Thank you very much for this. And then I have also a wonderful and great board of directors. We are still filling the final position. And I think you also see that this is a very diverse group with different backgrounds, and they are coming from different directions, and they are also regionally in different parts of the world. So if you want to see more from us, go to the website. Next slide, please. Just to let you know who is chairing the committees, because this is important. And I heard it already, some of you said you want to be actively involved in GAME. We have 4 committees. Celeste actually took on the responsibility, and I am extremely grateful for this, as chair of the membership and nominations committee. And she will actually give you a few thoughts in a second. Amy is the chair of the communications committee, and you will also hear from her today a little bit. Miriam was and is now the interim chair for the education committee, and I'm especially grateful because she stepped in again as interim very spontaneously, and that's absolutely great. And she's the mastermind behind the leadership program. And then we have Susan Murray and Celine Carrera. They are co-chairs for the Futurist and Innovation Committee. And some of you actually were at the Futurist Forum last year, and 2 years ago was digital. And the first one was in Budapest a few years ago. And then we have also, and here we have at the moment 1 community of practice. And here we have a Bachman. You already heard Pam and Patty and Riaz and Annette. They are all members of the International Pharmaceutical Alliance for CME. So we are also discussing that we would like to have more community of practice, maybe even from a multi-stakeholder perspective based on topics. So whatever we discuss, maybe at one point of time, we will have a community on practice on special topics. And with this, actually, I hand it over to Celeste, who talks a little bit about membership.
Unmute. I have to unmute. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things here all at once. Thank you very much, Eva. And Eva gave me a number that she wants us to try to see if you can figure out what this is. And the number here is 137. Any ideas as to what 137 relates to? Go ahead, shout it out or put it in the chat.
Members,
members, targets, lucky lottery number. I think I will play that one tonight. Okay. All right.
Different organizations that belong?
That those are all really pretty good and very close to membership. But what it is that we've had 137% increase of membership from 2021 to 2022. So, stepping back and looking at this organization, and I realized when I'm going through these slides, all of the different photos I have with multiple different hairstyles and hair colors. So as you go onto the different websites, you will see me in different variations. They all happened during my tenure as president of GAME. And I'm not sure if that is because I've been around for so long, or if it was just such a challenging time that I just kept changing my hair in amongst all of that. But, when I took over in full transparency back in 2020 during the pandemic, GAME was handling some challenges at the time. And my commitment to the organization was to really try to get us back in line to an organization that we could all be proud of, and a group that we could continue to grow and meet the needs of the multiple stakeholder group. As Eva has spoken about. And I'm very proud to turn over to Eva a group that has been very, very active. We have an active board. We have members who are stepping up and are active. But I said, now we have to build on this. So this is one of the reasons why I have agreed to take on the role of membership chair. Nomination committee, to be fair, that's in our bylaws. The past president is always chair of the nominations committee, but I did step up and say I would handle membership. And membership is a lot of different things. It's becoming a member of GAME. It is sitting on a board role, being a volunteer within the organization, and just even, speaking up and letting us know what your needs are. So we did do a membership survey. And if you have not received that membership survey, I think, Dale, maybe you can find the link and put it in the chat. Please do take a few moments, if you haven't filled it out, to tell us more about what your needs and what your desires and thoughts are on GAME going forward, because we are compiling that. We have a lot of different professionals in this organization, and we want to continue to grow in, we've looked at the organization. We are a bit top heavy when it comes to North America and Europe in representation, and we would like to grow that into other parts of the world. We have some ideas on some things to do that. But please, I encourage anyone here, if you're not a member of a committee, if you'd like to volunteer and do something, please get in touch with myself. Please get in touch with Eva or Dale or any board member, and we would welcome you and welcome your help with open arms.
Well, thank you very much, Celeste. I think here we also wanted to start a little bit of a discussion of what are you expecting from us at GAME, and which are the topics you might want to actually see also going forward being discussed actually in a multi-stakeholder organization.
Eva, did you want me to continue to share, or would you like me to take off the slides?
Maybe we take off the slides before we hand it over to me. So anybody who wants to start? I mean, we are talking about future, we are talking about leadership in CME, CPD. And I'm really sorry, but my printer who didn't want to print just starts to print. And I really would like to see, you know, are there any topics which are really top on your head where you think, you know, this is something we want GAME to take on as a topic of discussion?
I just thought of one, Eva, if I'm allowed to throw it out there. It'd be interesting to start looking at the effectiveness of online learning and putting a group together, because it's something that's coming in the future, and we say it's not as effective or not as well done as face-to-face or hands-on. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, are there ways to make this more effective? And that'd be an interesting topic to see, to turn that round a bit and be at the forefront of looking into that.
And secondly, if you allow me, Eva, I would like to include the topic on networking and collaboration, because we, as you know, belonging to developing countries like Pakistan, we want to collaborate CMEs with our international partners, and that collaboration would increase the weightage of our CME activities and CPD activities. So not in terms of the means collaboration in terms of the speakers, and obviously in terms of the needs assessments kinds of thing, and we want the expertise or the experts from your part of the world, so our CMEs could have that kind of weightage. Thank you.
Now, Farhan, this is a very good, both actually are very good topics. Anybody else who wants to jump in?
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
One of the things I spend a lot of my time worrying about is inclusion and accessibility. We are often running events, whether they're online or hybrid or whatever, where we might have 70 countries on the call, and sometimes more. And the majority of events and our majority of education is in English, but people have varying levels of language skills. So I'm always worrying about how to allow people to engage in their own languages, learn in their own languages, and make it relevant. And I think the other thing from this is around, I've spent a lot of time reading up about neurodivergence, and the fact that not only have got different learning skills, but there's a belief that 20% of the population are on some kind of neurodivergent spectrum, and it's just that they learn differently, they think differently, and they're educated differently. And sometimes I just feel that the education is just straight down the middle without thinking about how you engage people that think and operate differently from a neurodiversity perspective.
Yes.
So I'd be keen to do something like that. And then the technology application of how you might do that, and whether it's technically possible or not.
I think that's great. And I'd build on that, Leslie, because I'm really concerned about the sustainability of knowledge and how we can ensure that what we're doing is being really integrated into someone's practice to make a difference for patients.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Julie Lynn, did you raise the hand?
Yes, from my end, I think it would be very interesting if GAME could do something about enabling our clinicians to educate. Well, I mean, there's a lot of spectrum, because, you know, with clinicians, they're very busy and they have difficulties to engage in terms of education, etc. So that includes learning already to begin with, and then also to teach, and also really engaging of course, to Patty's point on sustainability. So I don't know if GAME could focus on that as well, enabling, coaching, or whatever you want to call it, for clinicians or practitioners, HCPs.
Good point. Miriam?
Yeah, we actually, I think we had the discussion around the leadership program, because the leadership program partially came from a program that was designed for practitioners or surgeons, and the main target audience at GAME was more medical educationalists or medical educators. However, we also had from the Philippines, for example, we had some medical doctors in the leadership program, so we had some discussions around if there is any option, if we would need to run 2 different programs, or if we can run one program, but maybe because those of you, the program is a blended program in a sort of, there is asynchronous activities, so some pre-learning and then some Zoom sessions, or if we just split the medical doctors from the others, whatever. But I think that was a discussion that actually came up, because I think I agree what you said. I mean, there is a need, how should I say, for, I'm of course a bit biased because I did faculty development a lot in the past few years. I think this professional development that is for everyone, rather medical doctors or medical educators, that I think we need to see, because sometimes it's not so different. Maybe you can reuse different what we call cases in business schools. You call them business cases, but there are other cases too. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Miriam, and thank you for bringing up the leadership program. I think we need to look at it, but it's already at the feedback I get also from treating clinicians, and I had one yesterday from the Oman on the call, and she loved it, and she's implementing actually in the Oman or everything you actually discussed. First, let's go with Dean, then Annette, and then Farhan again.
Thanks, Eva. I apologize if my internet's going in and out. I'm having a little connectivity issues here as they do some work on our building. I think that we need to understand how the way that learners learn is evolving, particularly with younger learners. And I think that could be a great focus for GAME. We do that a bit in our Futurist Forum, and I think that's important. But I think the way people are learning and the fact that they're learning in smaller chunks is not in sync with the traditional CME format, which tends to be longer chunks and pre-tests and post-tests and evaluations. And I think we need to understand how learners are learning in this new environment as everything gets smaller and shorter. Mm-hmm. So I think that's something that would be important for us to focus on, because it's a global issue as technology affects all of us, and healthcare providers, frankly, are more challenged in terms of their time than ever before, as the healthcare workforce continues to shrink and suffer challenges as people leave because of the pandemic and other issues.
Okay, very good. Annette?
I think Farhan needs to leave in 5 minutes, so I'm happy for him to go first, and then because I can stay the whole hour.
Farhan, do you want to?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on, basically, I agree with Miriam that leadership program is, I'm not very much familiar to this leadership program conducted by GAME, but what my understanding is, if we can conduct some kind of accreditation or certification, something like that for providers. So because we have many providers in our context, and we need to give them a certificate like CHP kind of thing. So if GAME can lead that kind of certificate for providers to acknowledge their participation or expertise or whatever you can call. So yeah.
It's an interesting thought, honestly, Farhan. Okay, Annette, back to you.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, my comment was actually linked to Dean's comment with regards to how will learners learn in the future, like people that are now currently graduating from med school. Like if you look at like 10, 20 years time, the use of new technologies, how will we measure and standardize outcomes based on that, and especially looking at AI. So I've recently seen an article that ChatGPT was now included as author in a scientific journal article. So I mean, there's a lot of innovation happening in that space, and that's something that I think we should consider.
Yeah. Very good. Pam?
Yeah, thanks. Had to unmute myself, and plus I was writing notes so I wouldn't forget. So just to add on to a couple of the comments that have been made, sort of where Dean was going and others, sounds like what we need is data on current trends and what's happening, because I agree, they seem to want less time spent for them on whatever educational activity, but then sort of some other comments around practice change, if there's some way we can marry those two and actually get some data that we can use. Survey, whatever, however you want to try to get that kind of data. The other thing just mentioned around certification, as I was part of the initial NCCME foundational piece that put the certification program together that now the Alliance owns and operates. It's a lot of work because you need some sort of exam or something to measure knowledge base in the particular area. There may be opportunities perhaps to partner with Alliance. I don't know what their appetite is to see if they could have they have the CHCP, and then I think they have an associate certification, but maybe they would be willing to have an international certification of some sort that would meet the needs of game in Europe and the rest of the world. Just a thought. I have no idea. That's going to be a heavy lift. I would just let everybody know, a heavy lift.
And I think we need to discuss this a little bit more in depth, because I agree with you. It's not as easy as it sounds.
No. Now you can have, like, you do a short course and you get a little certificate at the end. You can have that kind of thing, but I don't think that that's what Farhan, I believe, was making that comment, what you really are looking for, which is true certification. And there's still debate whether what the Alliance has is or isn't. Requirement.
A number of years ago, when back when I was chairing the Alliance conference, there was some discussion of having an international section to the CHCP, and I was addressed as part of GAME at that point, and it didn't get off the ground at that point. I think largely because then we moved straight into COVID and all of that.
Right.
So I mean, it might be something worth. I know there was interest at one point.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that if you bring it up a couple of times, that sometimes it actually sticks and you move forward. But I just want to warn everybody, it is a heavy lift.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you, Pam. I'm completely with you. Last one is Eva, because then we need to turn over to Amy, because we have another 9 minutes, and I want Amy also to showcase what we are doing from a communication perspective. Eva?
Yes, hello, thank you. I have 3 topics. I make it very short. So first, for the game, I really ask you to make it possible to participate hybrid or virtually to meetings. It's not always possible to travel. Also for me, I'm a consultant and a freelancer. It's payment, it's time, everything. So I would really appreciate or at least have some recordings or something available, or summaries. Then I have another topic, also jumping and adding on what Farhan said with regard to expertise. For example, this is really something sometimes nonprofit organizations do not have the time and the money and the budget to really do needs assessment with professional agencies. So to possibly get some expertise or ask for some expertise, at least what do you need to do? Or do you need to go to a professional agency, or possibly we can recommend something somewhere, somebody. And in here also sometimes, for example, I'm going to provide facilitation training for the organization I'm working for, and I would really like to implement here a short session with a board member from GAME with experience, also talking about global medical education, talking about what the GAME is doing. And I would really like, if this is possible, and like to know if this might be a chance. I would really thought this is really a chance that we have this organization, and that there is somebody from the board who possibly make a 15 minutes talk or question and answering session for such organizations.
Yeah. No, Eva, I think to the last one, just get in contact with me and with Celeste, and we sort this out. This shouldn't be a problem. I would like to thank everybody for the thoughts. Yeah, I was noting down everything. I might come back to the one and the other to just get a little bit more feedback. But I would like now to hand it over to Amy and Celeste. Maybe you can pull on the slides again.
Thank you very much. So like Celeste, I've been given a number 2. So I'd like you to tell me what 1,640 represents.
Communication related, right, Amy?
Oh no, it was just anything. Okay, related to communication. You're helping them, right, Eva?
Yes, I always.
Mailing list, members.
I think that was a year on the Life in the UK test I had to pass to get my citazenship. So that's that's what I remember.
All I can say is Julie Lynn is getting warmer.
Now you are helping them.
Oh yeah, but warm, hot.
Something to do with the website?
Yeah, so Adrian's getting pretty warm too. So
well, let me know when you're ready, Amy.
Yeah, let's go then. So there's 1,640 relates to the number of members we have on LinkedIn. So that's the community that we have, that we've managed together on LinkedIn, and the ones that we're communicating with. I guess my job or my role here on the communications committee is to communicate with you. So it's great that you're on here today. I think we have a big mission to communicate who we are, to communicate what we do, to communicate what we can do for you, and lastly, to communicate how you can get involved, because there are a number of opportunities for you to get involved in the society. And once you get involved, you can't get out. So help me. No, kidding. There's, I remember that I got involved because I spoke to some very motivated people when I went to the US to a game conference, and I don't regret that. Miriam, I would say she was one of the first people that I met, and we have had many collaborations, and it's been really great for me because I think I've learned a lot of faculty development that I've been able to use in my day-to-day life. So I appreciate the connections that I've made with GAME, and of course the Evas, the Dales, the Celeste. I think it's only beneficial for us personally to get influences from outside our day-to-day work. So get involved, join a committee, send Dale an email, and we can help you get involved. What I would like to ask you is, how do you as members prefer to hear from us? Are you seeing these posts on LinkedIn? Are you following people on Twitter? Do you like to be contacted by email? Maybe if I give you a second, maybe you could tell us how you want to hear from us.
Maybe you can put it in the chat, because that's probably, yeah.
If you're brave enough, you can come over the microphone. Patty's had enough. She's out of here.
I have another meeting, but you know,
I don't understand anything this New Zealander is saying.
I have another meeting, so I need to head off, but I love, I utilize the LinkedIn and then just the GAME website. I mean, I think my email box is still has a lot of unreads in it. And so I've been trying to improve that in this new calendar year, but I'm a little bit behind already. So LinkedIn is great. And, you know, if you sign up for the summaries, it really tells you what you've missed as well. And
Excellent.
so I think it's a good point.
Right,
thanks, everyone. Take care.
So
Thank you, Patty.
I'm the exact opposite of Patty. If you don't send it to me directly in an email, I'll probably never see it. But just because I don't go lurking around in the LinkedIn, I mean, if I get an email from LinkedIn that says it, I might click on. So I'm a little bit old school that way. I learned a lot about what GAME's doing through IPACME, through those meetings, you know, because we'll get updates. And so I sort of cherish that time to really better understand what's going on with GAME.
Yeah, but I think this was our feeling, Amy and I, we discussed it. This is a mixture of still emails, LinkedIn, the website. So I think, thank you for, I mean, maybe what I would like to encourage, tell us if you don't get the information, yeah, because this is really something where we then need to work on, yeah. But I suppose at the moment we are focusing on LinkedIn, on LinkedIn and on emails to actually reach out to you. So if this is more or less for everybody, okay, we will.
There's a bit of Twitter too. I think we're going to increase in Twitter because it might help to get through some of the content through LinkedIn. So I think thank you very much for that valuable feedback.
Yeah.
Back to you, Eva.
We have, give me 2 more minutes. Yeah, there's one thing we are continuing with this dialogue. Yeah, we already have 6 for this year. Celeste is also working on a program which we are going to announce very shortly, which might actually, for some of you who are talking about topics, really nicely fit your needs. We are also talking with Miriam about doing another leadership program, and we already have a date for the Futurist Forum this year, which will be digital. So I don't know if Eva is still on the call, Eva Biesel, but you will see a lot of digital connections from our side because we are global and because we know not everybody can travel all the time to different meetings. I also have a little survey on this meeting. It's 6 questions and I'm going to send it afterwards. Would like to encourage you, please send us your feedback. We really, I mean, it's 1 hour. You know, it was wonderful actually, and thank you very much for everybody who was contributing. I have a long list which I need to discuss with the board, and so I'm also very grateful to all the board members who were on the call, and we are going to meet beginning of February. You will hear more, and after the board meeting, we will actually start to release the program of this year. And whoever really would like to be involved in any of the committees, and I know some of you already reached out to me, so we are also starting to look at the different committee compositions. You will also hear from us within the next weeks. I think with this, I would like to thank everybody. We are 2 minutes over, but I would actually say thank you. I hope you will join the next President's Dialogue. We will hear from the other committees, from the Futurist and Innovation Committee. We will also hear from the Educational Committee, and we will also some of your topics actually put into the programs which you just came forward with. And anyway, if there is anything you want to discuss, I'm very open. You can reach me, email, SMS, WhatsApp. I think Celeste still is open. And Dale, of course, is the good soul of everything. So please reach out to us. We really want to keep this dialogue going. With this, thank you very much. And I would love to see you next time again. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks, folks. Bye.